Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages from wherever you're watching. I am Phil from Phil's Corner. Welcome to yet another recap and look ahead episode for the 2026 FIFA World Cup on this channel. We're once again in the World Cup corner. Um, you know, Sometimes you can look to be a genius when you make predictions, like when you say that you think Brazil versus Japan is going to be a narrow 2-1 win to the Brazilian team, and it ends up being that way. And then you say something like Morocco is the higher placed team, so you think that they're going to, or the highest placed African team, and you believe that they are going to have the better of the Netherlands or the Dutch, and then that does indeed happen. But then you also drop stinkers, such as there is no way that Paraguay is going to beat Germany. Paraguay is awful. They lost to the Americans. 4-1 even. There is not a chance on this earth that the Germans, the four-time champions of the world, Germans, lose to Paraguay. And that is exactly what they did by playing some horrendous football. And I think that is where we're going to start because we need to address this upset. Julian Nagelsmann is a manager I wanted to be manager of Manchester United. International management, I understand, isn't the same as club management. And I do think he has gotten Germany playing a lot better recently. And this is just one of those games where, like, stuff happens. But Joshua Kimmich said it best. Germany have been poor against substandard opposition throughout the whole of the World Cup. Say what you want about Caracau, Germany were not good for the first 25 minutes or so. They were one. They went. It was 1-1 at some point against Caracau. For the love, that is not good enough. Yeah, they put seven past them, but after that, really, the next game, I'm not going to say Ivory Coast is sub. I think Ivory Coast is a very good team. They should have lost that game. Germany should not have beaten Ivory Coast in that game. If Ivory Coast had their shooting boots on in that game, they would have won that match. And then the next game, what was that? They lost Ecuador. Again, these are not world beaters. These are not the best teams. I'm not even sure most of them are in the top 20 in the FIFA rankings. Definitely not top 10. And they struggled. And now against Paraguay, it was. I mean, Paraguay and Cisco scored a very good goal. It was well worked from a corner routine, I think, and a cutback from Almiron crossed into the box, and then it was so well worked. Neuer was out of position, and he couldn't cover the right side of his goal. Great goal. Second, Germany press as you expect. They score with Kai Havertz, verse cross, Havertz flick on, Havertz doing Havertz thing. Then he misses an easier header. He heads it straight to the. Germany hasn't had a good center forward since Miroslav Klose retired in 2014 at the World Cup. That is, and he just Havertz. I like Havertz. He's a good player, but he's not consistently good enough as a center forward to really. If they had a clinical finisher up front, they win that game. I really think it's that simple. I really, really do. He just that was a simple chance. They did score later on, but with Jonathan Tah from a corner, but then the keeper also to have been fouled. Yeah, I think so. Very poor from the Germans. And the penalty shootout came. Paraguay had three chances to win it, and I mean, eventually they took it, but it was real. That was some squeaky bum time there from them. Some awful penalties. Havertz and Voltemai, the poor penalties. Orlando Hill, man of the match, national hero. Is it Gil? Orlando Gil? I said Hill. Orlando Gil, national hero for Paraguay. Not not sure. Not sure what else he could have done for them, and he did, but they did everything in their power to try to throw it away. Well done to him. Jonathan Tah, over the bar. Jonathan Tah, over the bar. Him and Gabriel, blood brothers, I swear. Awful, awful penalty. But it's not like Gabriel who took the fifth and final penalty. This was the sixth penalty in sudden death. Like at that point, your main kick takers are done, and you're like, all right, who wants to step up? And he steps up. It takes a lot to step up for a spot kick. It was a poor miss, and I think that ball is gonna land in. It's gonna be found in orbit next to Gabriel's one day, but still, kudos for him to at least trying. Should have done better. Canale got finished off for the Paraguayans. Yeah, that's it. That was that for that game. Paraguay advanced to the next round, where they shall await the winners of France, Sweden. Should have been Germany. Should have been Germany, France at the link, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Brazil versus Japan. Good game, really. Brazil played exactly how I thought they would play. I'm not surprised. No one is really shocked that they went behind. Um, but I think Brazil played better than normal. Japan gave it their best, did their all. Sano with the with the opening goal, get winning the ball from a bad pass and just walking away from Casemiro. This was the bad of Casemiro in this game. Casemiro won man of the match, by the way. He was not good in this game for the majority after the yellow card. He just wasn't that good in the midfield. But scoring a goal does wonders for your sofa rating. And yeah, he got the equalizer. Beautiful, a good crossing from Gabriel, a great ball in. Gabriel is really good when he's not taking penalties, and then a good header, a good goal to finish it. And another Gabriel came off the bench, Martinelli, off a very good finish in the 95th minute, allowing us to avoid extra time. Brazil advancing to the next round of matches where the Brazilians, I'm stalling for time because I'm not too sure who they play next. Who their potential matchup is? Their potential matchup is the Cote d'Ivoire or Norway. I think they're going to play Cote d'Ivoire. We'll get to that one when we get to that. And of course, last game was Morocco versus the Netherlands. A very emotional goal for Cody Gakpo. If you do not know, his partner lost. Him and his partner lost their son. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know the gender of the child, but they were expecting a child together, and I believe she had a miscarriage. So their unborn child unfortunately passed away. Um, did not make it, and he decided to return to the Dutch camp and play for his nation. He scored, and you could see he didn't even get up. He just broke down right there, and yeah, it was it was a big moment. Now I'm really happy for him. I'm really happy that he deserves something good like that happening to him. Um, but ultimately it wasn't going to be enough for them. The Liverpool man scored, and then the West Ham man Issa Diop got the equalizer. It was actually a fantastic header. It was a beauty of a header from Issa Diop to send Morocco to extra time. This was like in the 91st minute that equalizer came. Morocco were the better team for the majority of the game. Morocco had most of the ball, most of the chances. They created a lot. They looked more likely to score. Just again, they're just in my. I believe they were the better team. I really did, and I think they proved it. They had 70% possession against an African team. Had 70% possession against a European team. A Ronald Koeman team. And Ronald Koeman's a good manager. I don't care what anyone says. He's a very good manager. Um, went to penalties. Again, misses again. Like the Dutch missed their last two with Timber, not Quentin, I think is his name, Julian Timber's brother. And some of those penalty was actually hilarious. Hakimi could have won it before, anyway, but he missed as well. Hit the post. The post was hit a couple of times. I think Clive also hit the post. Hakimi hit the post. Somerville's penalty. Bono's a beast, bro. Bono, he just move. He does like a FIFA tactic where he just goes across the line, predicts where he's taking. Because Somerville's not looking at him; he's looking at the ball the whole time. He looks up and then right there. If if Bono just died from a normal spot, that would have been a great penalty from Somerville. But I think he did his homework on him, went to exactly where the penalty kick taker was taking the penalty, save, game over. The Dutch went out after uh, Salabri? Yeah, Salibari. I know his name. So after Salibari put in the winning spot kick, Morocco are into the next round of the World Cup. They shall face the Canadians. Yeah, yeah. I think they should win that game. They should win that game. But hey, no, great deal of football. Great football matches. Now today's action is going to come to you courtesy of the Dallas Stadium, the New York, New Jersey Stadium, and the Mexico City Stadium, the Azteca. Uh, so AT&T in Dallas is going to host Ivory Coast versus Norway. This is going to be a good game. Two dark horses, if you could call them that, in this competition. I think two teams which like look scary. Ivory Coast. I think have the better team. I predict them to win in this game. It's gonna be hard fought. Norway will get their. I think you know what I'm gonna say like a 3-2. Maybe Ivory Coast have shown that they're good on the break as well. Maybe a 4-2, with a late fourth goal. Ivory Coast wins in Dallas, and I think next we're gonna be France versus Sweden. I don't really have high hopes for the Swedes. I think France walks this. Mbappe with a few, Usman maybe with one or two. I think the Dutch could absolutely just wallop the Swedes. Really, Sweden have shown that they can be. I think maybe since being hammered by the Dutch, they became a bit more resolute. If they're open like they were against the Dutch and not if they're not as tight as they were against Japan, they're gonna get smacked. I think they'll get smacked up. 4-1 to France. Mexico, Ecuador, home field advantage for the Mexicans. The Azteca, Ecuador will provide a good fight, and they will come in their numbers as well. I think Mexico have this. I really, really do. I'm going to give it to Mexico. Yes, I'm going to give it to Mexico. I think Mexico will win this narrowly, a 1-0 or 2-0. Again, I don't think they're going to concede. Their defense has been strong and has been good. And I think it continues for this game. Clip these as well. I am batting almost 100. What on my 3 out of 4 so far? What was that, 75? I've been batting 75%. Not bad. Not bad. And that is gonna do it for today's show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, once again, thank you so very much for joining me today. I do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed your time. If you did, if you're here at the end, once again, please do not forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, leave a comment down below. If you want more of these videos, just to subscribe and follow away. But until next time, thank you so very much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless you.